Good morning. This is Lisa and Lauri with Let's Go with Lisa and Lauri. I'm Lisa Cortez from Bienvenidos al Juego, and my co-host is Lauri Flocker. Lauri, why don't you introduce yourself today?
Hi, how are you? It's Lauri, and here I am in my misbehaving getup. So I'm really excited about the show today, Lisa. I'm so happy that we finally got you. You've been jetting all over the place. Where have you been?
Oh my goodness, I have been on the go. I have been to South Carolina. I'm leaving today on a trip to Spokane, Washington, and then there's a really great chance that I'll be heading back to South Carolina, spreading the word, connecting people, doing business, a little hobnobbing, and a lot of having fun. Now tell me about this incredible outfit you have on, this misbehaving. How's it going?
You know, it's going really well. We're having a great time. We're having a really good summer. We've been doing a lot of fairs, but today I'm really excited because we're in the kitchen, the commercial kitchen, shooting video, which is really cool. That's right up my alley. So I did the storyboard the other day. I figured out the shots, got everything organized. This is what I'm going to wear. This is my misbehaving outfit. And we're in the kitchen today, and we're going to make probably 80 to 100 pounds of peanut brittle. And it sounds like a huge amount, and it is a lot, but you know, we've gotten it to where we can make and package 60 to 80 pounds in 4 hours. It's amazing.
That is truly amazing. I think it's super fun because, of course, I love to be in the kitchen. I haven't had time to be in the kitchen a lot lately, but this sounds exciting. And I know you are going to nail it when it comes to the videotaping, because there is no one who quite has the eye that you do. And I'd really be interested in seeing the process. That is definitely one of the things that connects me to the chefs and products that I like, is visually seeing what goes into it, how it is that brilliant minds come up with the products that they come up with. So I'm really excited to see what you're going to videotape and show us.
Well, thank you. I saw your videotape that you did about making the guacamole. I loved it. I love that. It was beautiful. It was really informative. Like, I never knew how to cut an avocado like that. I learned so much from your video. So you're great at that. And hopefully my video today, our video, is going to be as good as your video was.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. We love our wonderful editors and little producers of these videos, because they can make us look like gold. And that's a fantastic thing, you know, when you're building your business, when you're connecting with the people that you want to connect with, it's really important to find those golden nugget experts who can really polish you up and make you look fantastic, isn't it? So I see with your outfit, I'm just so enamored with your outfit. You look so adorable. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about what it is that I'm doing this month, because as you said, we have been running here and there. You've been getting misbehaving off the ground, and it's going really well. I want to talk a little bit about Amazon and the fact that you've put the sales on Amazon and see how that's going. For me, this is actually a down month. I have been going and going, and I got shooting videos for you, and I'm traveling, and I'm doing. And so since I realized that over half of the month I'd be traveling, I decided that I was really going to take a lot of things off of my plate and sit in the space of being and allow the work, the hard work that I've been doing, to sort of sink in, to learn what I'm learning and seeing cool, great opportunities and connecting with my travels, and then just relaxing for the rest of the month, to sort of merge everything and bring it all together, because I have 4 more months, September, October, November, and December, to hit some pretty lofty goals that I set at the beginning of the year. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to people about finding success and connecting with people is that you have to do all of the actions. You have to set up your goals. You have to take steps. You have to move, move, move. And sometimes you have to push past the fear of slowing down, because sometimes slowing down can be indicative of being fearful of moving forward with something, a project. But sometimes slowing down and letting it all in, assessing, and then really further developing and or letting go of the things that aren't working for you are equally as important and valuable to move forward. So that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the month. I'm going to play a little bit of golf. I'm going to hang out with my great husband and hopefully find out more about your brittle and tasting it and ordering it. So how about you? What is on your agenda for the rest of the month?
Well, what I wanted to talk about today, which I think is really important, is the anatomy of business. When we started working together, you came to me with really great ideas, and those ideas we kind of even made bigger and more exciting and came up with some additional revenue streams and additional ideas. It was really fun. What really worked about us working together was that you were very decisive. So when we look at people getting involved in business, I think there needs to be an element of being decisive and another element of not being afraid. I was on with my mastermind group just an hour ago, and we were talking about, how quickly this has come together. It was 3 weeks. Ms. Behaven was 3 weeks from the concept to the first event. And that first event, we had our aprons, we had our little headbands, we had our tent that was branded, we had our branded product, we had a lot of the things that we needed. Our baskets looked good. People couldn't believe that that was our first show because everything was branded. And what I notice is, and you did the same thing, Lisa, we worked together. You had that brand down within a week. I mean, so it was, here's my idea, boom, here's the brand, boom, I'm taking it out there, and you hit the ground running with that. It's, I think, the most important thing, and I thought you were like the most fearless person I had ever met in my life, because there was no fear involved in you. You weren't afraid to make a mistake. You just drove forward and you moved forward consistently like we have. And we've made mistakes. We have made mistakes. I was just telling you that we had an issue with the packaging and we had to throw away a lot of product. But you make the mistake, and the quicker you can admit the mistake and get over that hurdle, the better it is. Most people, they don't want to admit the mistake, so they're not able to get over that hurdle. But I haven't seen you make any mistakes.
Oh, I have to interrupt you right there. So what I'm hearing is move forward boldly. I love this idea of the anatomy because it's a body. So when you tell me anatomy, I instantly go to my physics or my class where I learn about bodies, because of course you have a head, then you have the body, then you have little limbs. And what it is you start structuring. And I couldn't agree with you more. I am fearless. I'm fearless because you helped me identify through this process of starting to create the body of your work, the body of your life purpose, and transitioning and translating that into a business. You gave me all of the ideas. Mistakes, I've made a ton of them. And the difference between the past mistakes that I've made in business towards the mistakes that I've made now is that now I use them as valuable feedback. Occasionally I stress out about the monies, the funds that have been wasted or spent, but this is part of doing business. And so my advice on that point would be start with what you can afford to lose, because you don't want to get too far out of hand. So if that is really an issue for you, really start to think about where you can afford to lose money. And I know that sounds funny, but it really is important. For me, my website is a mess. It should be, it's the #1 thing I judge people on. It's the #1 way people can get a hold of me. Here, my brand. If you Google me, you will find me everywhere because we've been so effective in creating this web presence and this digital presence, it's fantastic. Go to my webpage. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So in this month of downtime, I'm going to clarify. I'm going to use those mistakes that I made, but I needed to get something out of there so that people could see that I was a legitimate business. So I wasn't fearful. I thought, whatever the people I lose because I wasn't all together, it's a loss to the business, and hopefully I'll find them somewhere else. But I needed to get there somewhere. For me, that was a fear factor because I wanted it to be perfect. And so I just had to jump and dive in, and it's horrible. So this month, in my downtime, I'm going to refresh what it is, clarify what I'm saying, and hire help, those brilliant minds who know what they're doing, to really help me make something spectacular out there. So wouldn't you agree with that? What is your thought process?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to agree that your website is terrible. I'm not going to go there. I look at a lot of websites. I don't think your website is terrible. In fact, I think your website, for what it is and for where you're going, I think it's okay. I know you want to redo, and I know you don't have time to redo. It's been a wild time. What I really want to say about this is, you've gone forward. You've gone forward so quickly. We were only working together for a little over a month, and we were in a foreign country working. So, yeah, the website could be better. Yes, it could. Everybody's website could be better. There's not one business owner I talk to that they don't tell me, well, my website could be better. Yes, it could be better. But the way that you have moved forward and jumped forward and been able to do so many different things and get traction with them. Didn't you just have a speech where you spoke to like 250, 300 people?
It was about 200 people, and the traction that I've gotten, the attention of the people, and things are still coming in. I mean, it has just absolutely been amazing at the response. I am on a level with people I never even knew that I would have the opportunity. I mean, I got to talk with Robert Trent Jones Jr. Most people spend a lifetime in that business and don't even get to speak with him. I get to speak with some of the heads of the USGA. Takes a lifetime and people don't get to reach those people. And yet, little old Lisa, because we took time to really dig in and find out what was different about me, what my message was, all of those things enabled me to attract this really sort of global attention that I'm getting. And it's really, really exciting. And on the smaller scale, so I agree. I do want to say one thing about back to the website. Even though I'm observing, I am not at all criticizing. I'm proud of myself for getting something out there. I am proud of myself for moving forward because it has opened doors. And on the smaller scale, on my day-to-day 9-to-5 average Lisa, not the spectacular golf diva or entrepreneur that I am that's out there helping people learn how to connect, what it's really helped is it's really grown my confidence. So when I'm little Lisa back at work and people see me the way maybe they've always seen, sometimes I wouldn't say quiet, but not, owning what I know, I am now owning what I know. And this last training I went to, I was able to socialize and network with people within my own industry, and it was impactful. I received a very long thank you letter from the 200 that I went to go speak to from an agency that they were just floored by the information that I brought them. And every time I speak about what I'm here to teach, which is teach people how to create inclusive environments, how to network, and how to connect, people are just, they're like, that's so simple. Why didn't we think about that? How did we not know how to put it together before? And that's when you know you're speaking your purpose and you're teaching your purpose because of the simplicity of it. And so keep going, get out there. I feel so strongly me right now, more so than ever before. And it's helping my business, it's helping my personal life, and it's really helping me engage. One of my favorite things so far this year was that trip to Mexico with you. We absolutely had so much fun, and we haven't even started to realize all of the impact that we had with that. That's something that's on the burner for the last quarter of the year, that we're really going to take a look at that and make that take off for us. So it's really been exciting.
It has been a wild ride. The other thing that I just want to break down, I just want to go there with you and break this down. It's, you said you found out what you were good at. That's very important. You found out your differentiator, extremely important. You found out, you know, where you were going. You set goals. You had a concept. So all of those things are very important. But then you acted on it. You created a brand. You created a strategy, or we worked together to create the brand and the strategy. Once you have that, then you put your team together. Another thing that I just want to say about a team is teams are really great, but get more people on your team than you think you're going to need, because some of those people are not going to pan out. So people that you think are going to be, oh, this person is going to be great for this or great for that, you know, they might not share your vision. So just understand that just because they don't share your vision doesn't mean that your vision is bad. It just means they don't share your vision. And don't depend on them. The other thing, a lot of people, oh, I want to keep it manageable. That's one great thing about you. You've never thought, oh, I'm going to keep it so manageable. I think when you're trying to keep it so manageable, you pull yourself back. So you're holding yourself back from moving forward. So sometimes it's in that stretch, not sometimes, all the time. It's in that stretch. You're stretching out there and you're bringing things to you. It launches you forward. So that's, you know, and yes, we're on Amazon. We're doing very well on Amazon. You know, we started out with just one product on Amazon and we've gotten great reviews. But the other thing is it's sold. So now we're sending additional products to Amazon, and it's really about marketing. You're always marketing. I'm always marketing. One of my mentors, James Malinchek from ABC Secret Millionaire, says, always be marketing. Steve Harrison, National Publicity Summit, always be marketing. You know, you always have to be marketing. At any time, you need to be able to go into your marketing pitch and move. The other day, we were tearing down. We had been at the Washington County State Fair for 5 days. We did very well, you know, for a new business people haven't heard of. By the end of it, we're packing up and people are buying out of the truck. As we're packing, they're buying out of it. It was just, they're coming and they're going, oh, please, can I get more? Because they buy the small pack, they sample, and then they go and they want the larger packs. So we were experiencing so many repeat business. I had a woman, she bought something for a gift. She couldn't have gotten more than 50 feet away, turned right around. She said, I've already opened it. Now I have to get another gift. I now get one for me because now I've already, you know, gotten into the gift. So it's really about listening to people, listening to feedback, understanding who your target market is. Like, we're dressed like this kind of, you know, 40s style. Our video is going to have big band music under it. It's going to be totally branded. That's the thing. You get the brand and then you drive it. And that's exactly what you're doing with your Bienvenidos al Juego.
And that's so exciting to see, like you said, from 3 weeks to you taking off to having to do batches and batches. That's when you know that your idea has just hit. And so you go with the momentum of that and you grow. I love the idea of the big band music. And for me, what's really exciting is that some of my projects, and I knew I had an immediate goal with what I launched into, and that didn't pan out exactly how I had intended it. I want to talk to people about this because that's where most people give up. Oh, I tried, I gave it my all, I spent money, I hired experts, now what? I should give up, that was a horrible idea. Well, no. It takes reflecting. It takes saying, okay, what worked really well? What could have worked better? And what can I do differently? I knew the time frame that I had to attract the attention that I want was really limited. There was a big event here in my hometown, and I really wanted to launch. So I was extremely successful in that I launched, and I got everyone's attention. It led to more opportunities, and it's leading into more opportunity in the fall. It's a lot bigger than I thought. So the one event that I had hoped to did not come to fruition. And I'm totally okay with that, because now that I get to pull back, now that I get to plan a little bit more, oh, they don't even know what's hit them yet. Because what's coming for the fall is going to be very, very exciting. And all of that practicing, all of that putting myself out there, all of that being fearless is the driving force that's going to really make my success at this fall event that I'm looking at so much bigger. And if I would have been fearful or limited myself by saying, oh, that failed, how horrible, okay, let me give up, this was a horrible idea, let me start with a whole new other idea, then that wouldn't be useful to me. So I didn't really make a loss, I just learned a lot of lessons in the way that now is even going to make the secondary event even bigger and better and engage me again with the community, because this is a long-term, what I went into is really a long-term. I'm going to be growing. It is an event and a connection that I'm really going to be able to grow to quite huge heights. So I'm really excited about it. And thank you for helping me get the baby out and get it out there and get the idea and process, because I was really confused. I was very confused. But as I got very clear about what my message was, about what my branding was, I love the branding. I don't go anywhere without my cards. They're my favorite colors. So everyone, I'm always representative of my brand because I have my colors on because they're my favorite colors. And of course, the concept, the words that we sat down and chose carefully are the words that come off the tip of my tongue very easily because they're the words that are in my heart. So take time to find this in the misbehavior. And it can be silly. I mean, I'm teaching people life success principles and connection principles through wine, through golf, through travel. You're doing it now through Misbehaving and through teaching people how to create brands and brand their businesses and really get out there. You don't have to, everything you do doesn't have to be all solemn and serious. In fact, sometimes the more fun we can have, the better we get at doing it. So I'm excited to see your continued success. Amazon is another avenue that we're going on. As we create our wealth, as we grow our businesses, it's important to learn what multimillionaires know. And one stream of income is not enough because everything goes in ebb and flow in life. Maybe your business is hitting at one moment. Maybe its life cycle is ending, or maybe it's just in a slump because of the economy. As you build these multiple streams of income, then you can rely on being a genius at everything you do. So I'm really glad that you found that avenue, and we'll be coming out with a course to teach people how to do this really sort of beginning. But it is a phenomenal way to create multiple streams of income. So will you tell everyone a little bit about your experience with that and how it's gone for you, using Amazon as a source to sell?
Sure. I really like working and using Amazon because I find that well, first of all, it's very creative. The more creative you are with your descriptions and your shots, and then driving people to Amazon through Pinterest, through other forms of social media, it's really cool. Now what we're doing, and we're going to be, so Amazon, yes, I love it. I think it's really cool. I've learned a completely new technique through Amazon. So that's really cool. And each time you learn something, if you implement it right away, it takes you to the next thing. So I just want to go back for a second because you mentioned something that's really important. You have an idea, you may start a business, or you may, move forward into that idea, and that idea is going to morph, it's going to change, it's going to grow, and usually it's going to get better. When I met with Donald Trump, it was really interesting that he said, be flexible. You have to be flexible with your ideas. A lot of people, they get an idea and they believe in their idea and they stay. It's like they'll drive to that idea and they'll bankrupt themselves, bankrupt their family. He said, no, you can't do that. If you really believe in your idea, you stay true to your idea, but you change the way that you go towards that idea. You need to incorporate flexibility. And that's very, very true. Very true. I know with Misbehaving, entering its 10th week. Thursday, it'll be 10 weeks old. We've already changed and adjusted, and we've identified things that aren't really in our mix. They could be good. They may be good for other people, but they're not in our mix. Because the number one thing to do when you create your business is you create the business you want to run. Very important. When you climb that ladder of success, you want that ladder against the right building, because there is nothing worse than creating a business you do not want to run. That was what I liked about you. You love golf, you love travel, you love wine, you love good food. All of the things that you love, you've incorporated into this new business. So you're going to be living the life that you want to live, and your business is going to be supporting and fueling that life. That's so important. Business didn't used to be like that. The concept was not created around that. It was, how much money can I make from this business, and how long do I have to run this business before I can get rid of it and get the money? No, 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 no. We're living longer. We're living more healthy, more passionate lives, more where we're really giving so much of ourselves in our business. What we really are focusing on is building and running businesses that we want to run, not that we want to run away from. And more businesses are doing this. So when we look at it, it's really about having your idea, maybe adjusting your idea to get where you want to go, but also to remain flexible within that on how you get to that. And that is something that I think we've done very, very well. Amazon has taught me amazing things. Doing these Google Hangouts taught me amazing things. Learning to podcast taught me amazing. Doing my TV show. And now I'm shooting this video. And 3 years ago, I didn't shoot video. Now I shoot video. 3 years ago, I didn't produce. I didn't storyboard. It's every day latching onto that new thing, bringing it in and using it to move your business forward. And through that, you'll create those multiple streams. It's not being afraid. I used to be afraid of technology, Lisa. I really was.
Wow.
But I know now, if it can be learned, I can learn it. And that's so freeing, especially for someone, my age. When I saw all these kids that were doing all these things, I'm like, they can do this. They're young. They're 5 years old. They can do it. I can do it. And you can do it, Lisa.
Absolutely. I think that's been one of the funnest things that Bob and I learned from you on our trip to Mexico, was how easy it is to film, how easy it is. It's a lot of times our fear that stops us from taking, but it's not the right shot. Oh, wait, the sun isn't in the right position. Sometimes you go, and sometimes you get great stuff, and sometimes you just get practice to do it better next time. But you're still better next time. It's been really exciting and fun, because I've always known that I want to be in front of the camera. And the remaining of this year and next year is going to be a lot of that, producing content, being in front of the camera, because I like it so much. I'm very animated, as everyone sees, and it's just fun. It's a way of expressing myself and really connecting to people. I did want to talk a little bit about that process, because you and I get gung-ho on an idea, and we go, and we've got the energy, and we put the energy into it, and there it goes. Some people can get hooked on that cycle, and there's definitely always, again, an ebb and a flow. Everything in life has algorithms. Google uses algorithms in order to assess what's going on, what they need to promote and what they don't. That's how they get people even to your sites, by using algorithms. So imagine your business as an algorithm, and taking a look at it that way. When it ebbs, you really need to take time to look at things. So like right now, like I said, that I'm sort of taking this month off. Am I really taking the month off? Am I really doing nothing? No, that's not true. For one, because that's not my personality. But I am taking time and a step back to assess. again, to look at my goals. I set some pretty lofty goals. How am I doing in alignment? Can I get rid of some of those? Those were just fun, lofty ideas to propel me forward. Or are they goals that if I don't accomplish them or get to them, that I'm going to be really frustrated and think, well, why didn't I get to that goal? So it's a great time for me to assess what's important to me. And then secondly, the ability to go inward and find the solutions inside, because you can learn from this expert and you can learn from that expert, and you can go from idea to idea, from mentor and trainer to mentor and trainer. And there are a lot of great ideas, but sometimes we just need to go inward and see where that magic comes in from inside. And I'm reading a book right now that's very, very exciting. It's The Art of Doing and Being, and I'll try to put the link down below to who the author is. And it's really helped me because it's a lot of the stuff that I've already learned, but in very simple terms. In fact, I use some of the processes in the work sheets to work on a product that I'm working on. And it was really helpful to take me back into that exciting moment in me where the idea came to life. And then also to identify where limiting thoughts are. There's a little exercise that they have you do that says, okay, what are your limiting thoughts about this? And as I thought, oh, I'll have one or two. I came up with like 10 things that are floating around in my head, telling me why this isn't going to work, that I had not really identified. And so, boy, did it feel nice to clear them out, because when I looked at them, I could say, do I own those? Is that something that I really need to pay attention to? Or can I let go of them as somebody else's teaching or just years of hearing, oh, owning your own business, do you know how many businesses fail? Yeah, great, but they're not using my tools and technologies. And even if it were to fail, guess what? I have still attempted. I have gone out there. I have put myself on the line, and I have learned things that no one will ever be able to take away from me, so that my next endeavor is going to be even more successful than the potentially failed endeavor. So it is really important to take time and go back and see where that spark lights within you, because if not, then you're just taking a lot of action. And as exciting as that action is, it will go away if you don't connect it to your heart and to your purpose. And that makes you a better business person. As you mentioned, Lauri, in this day and age where we're really structuring our businesses around who we are and what we love to do, if I can get someone else to pay for my fine dining and fabulous wine, excellent, I'm in. Then that is success right there. But if then I can create that into a business of teaching people how to connect, then even the more better. Then I'm living my purpose. And then my success and satisfaction rate go up exponentially. So it's very, very exciting. So I thought that was important to share today.
Well, I love the concept of, getting somebody else to, fund your running around and doing things. But there's a time always where there's like the payback. And that's the great thing, is when you experience so much of this, you're really able to bring into a business the kind of the things that they haven't thought about, how they can make minor adjustments. That's the other thing. It's 10%. Most of the difference between success and failure is 10%. It's not a lot. Wow. It's just making minor changes as you go and seeing where those changes are. That's the great thing, that having someone who's a professional will help you. They will help you to make those minor changes that are going to mean huge differences in efficiency, in revenue, in streamlining, in getting the right people. I mean, the right people are going to make all the difference. What my sister and I are working in this, it's her business, and I'm helping out, and I'm, not only consulting, but also doing a lot of the legwork of it and doing the sales and really figuring it out, helping her streamline and pull it together. What two people are doing, it would normally take a team of 5 people, but we're high energy like you. We're high energy. We have a commitment to our business, to her business. We have a commitment to make it work. We're dedicated. We're taking feedback from outside, and we're creating this in a way that's manageable for us. In the beginning, it's like having a baby. You bring that baby home from the hospital, the baby is like 24/7. And then it gets to be where the baby takes less time. Pretty soon the baby's a toddler and it can walk around and kind of be a little bit more on its own. And then it gets to be, you know, like a school-age child where you have longer periods. It's business is exactly like that. The most dangerous part of a time in a business is an adolescent. That's when the people are making decisions. They're not thinking clearly. They think that they're invincible. They think that they can, you know, spend a lot of money. Just they're teenagers. And when a business is a teenager, that's the most dangerous part. Two reasons why businesses fail. Number one is it's treated like a hobby. And number two, it's underfunded. And when you're treating a business like a hobby, you're not getting the help you need. You're not learning. You're not making the changes and really being very serious. It's almost like it's a toy. And that's the number one reason why businesses fail. And the number two, underfunded. And people think that if they hold on to the money that they have and they don't get professional help, they're saving money. They're not. They're making bigger mistakes that could have been avoided and often putting themselves out of business. So I think probably the number three reason is not getting the help you need. Getting the professional help you need that'll make it easier and manageable and will save you thousands and thousands of dollars in mistakes, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I have to tell you, Lori, that, you know, earlier what you were saying about misbehaving, it actually is your business in that as Saltar Solutions, as the amazing consultant that you are really at a very quick pace seeing the inception of a business to get really its impact of, I mean, wouldn't we all be so thrilled for all of our businesses to take off so quickly and see the response and the revenue so quickly? That is what we all aspire to. So kudos to Saltar Solutions for bringing this business from where it was to where it wants to be and where it's going, because I see, I mean, just everything. You guys hit it. You were even doing a portion of some of the sort of looking into product branding in Mexico, and that was a really exciting process to observe you going through. That was really, really fun. So to see it go off the gate, yes, you are very successful at the consulting that you do. And for me personally, you know, consultants scared me a little bit in the beginning. I read an article recently that was really interesting that the woman hired a consultant much like yourself to help her drive her business and really clarify what she wanted and get her brand and concept together. And she ended up firing her person, and she paid quite a lot of money because it didn't jive. So one, you have to be not scared. When you make the investment of finding someone, then it's also your money. And if that's what does need to happen, great. In my case, I found you. Brilliant worker, brilliant mind. The concept of how you had me create my business, building it from the inside out instead of just structuring it as a business, is really what gave me the fuel to launch me, to propel me running, because I could believe in it off the bat 100%. There wasn't one thing I had a doubt about when I left our session, our time together, about what my next actions were going to be, or about how it had to do with what my concept was, because we married all of it together. We really got in there. We one day I remember you looking at me and going, really, do I have to explain why this concept is important? And I said yes, and you explained it in such great detail. And I think it was about who I was marketing the business to. And when we were done, I saw so clearly. And now I see that pattern repeated. When I see people doing their businesses and talking about their businesses, I'm like, do you clearly understand who your market is? You know, and it's simple and it's truthful, but every single penny worth it. Saltar Solutions, Lori Flocker. I love that you got in there with me. You got in my mind and you got in my concept and you helped create me and into a better version of me. And that is what enabled me to start running fearlessly, is because I've always really liked me. I've always really thought that my ideas were good. I just needed a solution a structured solution, and you help me find a structured solution in which to fit my very lofty dreams. So it has been very exciting working with you. And hire a consultant, and hire Lauri, but don't be worried about firing a consultant if a consultant isn't working for you. If you get a web designer, and the web designer, yes, you're going to have a loss, but like who you're working with, like how their thought process is. I love that, because I think a lot and I talk a lot. Two things that I'm not afraid of about myself, because in the end, it helps me be decisive. Once I've worked it out in my head, I'm okay with it. You help me go through the processes of my mind without being scared of all of the stuff that came out. And that was brilliant. Not a lot of people can do that. So it was very encouraging, and even gave me relief to be like, oh, okay, well, I can talk as much as I want, and I can throw ideas at you and you can bat them right back at me. Fantastic. That is exactly what I need. And sure enough, squared away, we got down to the nuggets of it, and off I was running with my Bienvenidos al Juego business, and I'm loving every single second of it.
Well, I'm happy for that. I'm really happy. And just, and thank you for all the kind things that you're saying. I really appreciate it. I have an article that I'm going to put a link to, and it's how to choose a consultant, because I think that people don't understand the process of choosing a consultant. And because they don't understand the process, they're probably, some people aren't getting the right consultant for them. So it's really important that consultant is like, it's kind of a little bit like a marriage for me. It's like you meet the person, or you have conversations with the person, you share ideas. It's almost like the dating, and then you're going to go steady, and you start working together. That's where you're really, you're engaged. And then if it works out right, it's like a marriage. It's like us. We're doing things together. My thing is, I don't want just another person to consult. I want to have a relationship that grows, and we can do things together like we did, travel to Mexico, have a TV show. We'll probably put a business together. I see that coming in the future. And I see that we can really create a full circle. We look at our personality and our life as half a circle. Sometimes people come into our life and complete that circle. I have that with Judy. I have that with you. I have that with some of my clients. And so I want long-term relationships, because there's nothing more devastating than working with somebody that it's a struggle. It's like a relationship. You don't want to fight for your relationship. You want to enjoy your relationship. Your consulting should be like a great, joyful, fun, exciting relationship that's beneficial to both, not just to me. If I'm just taking your money, it's not going to work. It's got to be beneficial. It's got to be a marriage of minds, and also energy types. I'm high energy. You're high energy. Most of the clients I do well with are high energy. They're high achievers, and they have big goals and big dreams. And then what we do is we amp them up and move them forward. Those people that just want to do a little bit, they're probably not the right match for me, because I don't like to do just a tad bit more. I have people that say, I really don't want to do much. They should go to those other consultants, not to me. But you're doing a great job. And the other thing I think is really important is for people to just keep moving, keep learning, keep growing, keep changing, keep evolving. Even if your business isn't right, and maybe you say, you know what, I don't want to do it. I'm over it. Fine. You're going to move to something else you appreciate. And most really successful people have had what the population would consider failures. Many of them. And now there's this whole movement. Fail forward. Fail quickly. Fail first. And then you just keep failing and failing. And You know, everybody says, Dan Kennedy says, no matter which direction you're going, even if you're going the wrong direction, if you're moving, you're getting closer to success.
Yeah. And that's absolutely, I mean, I remember the first time I read that President Lincoln had even like filed bankruptcy. And since that's the world I lived in, I was like, oh, a president, you know, oh my goodness, how scandalous. But how exciting to know that our forefathers, that really brilliant thinkers and businessmen have failed, and women have failed at what they do, and that made them learn and stronger and keep learning. The book that I mentioned earlier that I was reading is a lot of information that I already know. I've heard it in a lot of different ways, and initially I thought, oh, well, do I really need to hear it again? Amazingly, yes, because one more way, especially when it's a well-written book, because the concepts are valid concepts. The concepts work. They're success principles. They're principles that have not been by one successful person, but thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of successful people. So they work. So anytime we can simplify and redo them and apply them to whatever we're working on, then we can grow and learn. So don't ever say, oh yeah, I took that course or I did that. I don't need to do that again. Guess what? The second, third, fourth, fifth time around, you're going to learn something new each and every time that you do it. So go out there, have fun. Let's go. Let's have fun. Let's get excited. Let's see what challenges and failures life brings us, because the rewards and the connections, the relationships that we build, and the businesses and the financial success that we have are going to take us to levels we never even dreamed of. So that is one very excited thing that I'm thrilled to be doing with you and with my husband and other people who care to join along. So I'm excited about that.
Well, that's really great. I'm so happy for you, and I know you're doing such an amazing job. And I know you told me, you shared with me, I hope you don't mind me sharing this, that Tiger Woods is following you on Twitter.
Yeah, no, that's super fun. The golf diva is being followed by Tiger Woods on Twitter. Actually, I have a lot of professionals that are following me. For one, I'm one of the few Hispanic females that does golf. And I'm silly as all get out. And of course, I'm all about the bling. So I want to look good on the golf course. So I get a lot of attention that way. And it's really fun. I've definitely got the handle on social media. And I use it to engage and to connect with people and to help people connect with each other. Because that's what I love to do, is help people find each other that are looking for each other. And of course, throw me in the mix. And it's just a lot of fun. So I'd like to do a segment on social media and finding which is the right one for you. If it's something you loathe, definitely hire someone to do it. But if not, it is one of the best ways to personally connect with and see its instant feedback about how you're doing. So it's really fun and exciting.
Well, let's put that on the dossier for the next show. Would you be available to do that the next show?
Yes.
All right, great. All right, well, Lisa, we got to go. I know you have to go. I got to go shoot. So, not Lions shoot video. So you have a great week, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Thanks, you too. And order some of that Misbehaving Brittle. It is delicious. So we'll talk to you soon, Lori. Let's go.
Bye-bye, darling.